Yeah, so they need to go, right? That's the general consensus, right? And that's a fair thing. If you see them all outside and they're committing crimes and they're whatever, people are gonna feel like no, they have to go. Yeah, his biggest success is our country's biggest failure.
Why goes to her? She don't have to have.
This cannot go out.
Square Circle Podcast. We are back with a political podcast. That's right. We've got an under 18-year-old on the show today. Yes, he's my son. I'm not gonna, be too biased, but he's got a brain. He's got a very good outlook, and he's got his own political views we're gonna get into on this episode. Now, what's important for me is that this is someone who wasn't able to vote. So, he's not in a position to have an effect on anything, but his generation are going to be the next generation in terms of being adults. And, they should have an understanding of what their future could and may look like. So we're going to get into some various different topics today. He's going to be honest. He's going to be truthful. But for all you out there, it's his opinion, okay? Don't try to come for him on the gram because I won't have it. So, yeah, we're going to get into some questions. He's going to be honest. He is currently studying politics, maths and economics. So his whole thing around what's going on right now is probably right up his street in what he's learning, what he's trying to be educated in, and the line of area of expertise he wants to specialize in. So he's obviously taken a very good interest of what's been going on in the last month, 6 months, and what's going to go on for the next however many years. Please welcome today's show, Kane Dennis.
Hello.
Okay, so we've had a lot of talks off camera about various things, and we're going to chop it up today. Just get the point you want to cross as firm and as honest to yourself as you want it to be, and try and give the youngsters out there, because a lot of youngsters now don't really give two shits really about politics or who's in charge and what's going on. So let's work our way from the ground up on age. Okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to get into the hackneyed deputy mayor of the Green Party.
Okay.
His last comment was that it's a human right to live somewhere and landlords shouldn't be profiting from rent.
Also, what's my opinion on the statement?
Yeah.
Okay. He's living in a ideological fantasy if he believes that anyone should just be able to live wherever they want and that landlords should be told what price they should rent at. Because if it was a perfect world, everyone could have everyone could have everything that they want. But we don't live in a world where resources aren't scarce. There's only so many homes, there's only so many landlords. So for him to say that landlords shouldn't be profiting, the practical outcome of that would mean that no one would have a house. Because if you take away private landlords from renting out and say you can only rent at this price or whatever, all it's going to do is allow these multinational corporations like BlackRock, Lloyds Bank, they've recently bought loads of houses, and they can buy 20,000 houses at once, like over the space of a year. The bad guy is not the private landlord, but by saying that landlords shouldn't be able to rent, that's what you're going to cut out. You're going to cut out the private landlords and give the keys of all these houses to all of these big corporations who can then do whatever they want with the property. And I don't think even he would believe that those corporations would be acting in the goodwill of renters.
Okay, so what do you think he's trying to get from that point then? Because I find it quite strange that you come up with this point, but what is he getting from saying this? What is he getting out of it?
Well, the thing with politics is that when you say things, you have to say what voters want to hear. So if you're someone that's living in and around Hackney and you're hearing someone that's going to be like, yeah, he's gonna stop renters, he's gonna stop landlords from exploiting me, and that's what you're hearing that he's gonna suggest. You're gonna be like, yeah, I want that, I really want that. But voters don't think of the long term; they just go with what they hear and don't put much thought into the practical outcome of what he suggests. So the reason why he would say it is because it sounds good. In an ideal world, it will be perfect, and is what will persuade voters.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
how poor was that comment?
well, like 10 being outrageous and one being poor,
Yeah, 10 being completely outrageous.
and then one
one
being
being
like okay.
sensible. Okay.
Probably about a 6 because it's not. It's in good faith. It's not like a. It's not a comment that's gonna be like. Is he wants to do good? It's just it was very short sighted.
Okay.
I think.
And we spoke about his age being an issue of such a role.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of contradictory. Me saying that he's too young to have a voice, but I think a lot of the people that would be critiquing him would be people from the property market who have experienced what the effect of such reforms to renters and landlords, like legal responsibilities, they would share probably the same view that would probably not be good for renters.
Okay. Do you think he's doing a good job?
Well, he's only just been elected, so it's very too yeah, too
Do you believe in him?
like. What do you mean?
Him and his party?
No.
Out of 10, how much do you rate the Green Party?
Okay, that would be a 3 or a 4 because I believe that they actually want to do well, but some of their plans are very ambitious and have potential to cause real economic harm.
In what way?
Well, I mean, depends which policy you want to start with. Okay, they want to raise the minimum wage to £15 an hour.
Okay.
That would basically cut out small businesses from the economy as a whole. Because you think like local pubs, restaurants, like the gym, if you have to pay everyone £15 an hour, that's a big jump. All it's going to mean is that you're not going to be able to afford to employ people. And like small businesses are already being attacked by the national insurance contributions from a couple of years ago, business rates going up. They're being basically forced out of the market, and that would just destroy small businesses, I think.
So if someone of 17 years old worked that out, what is it Zach is trying to do with trying to implement or?
Well, he's trying to basically create a whole different idea of what an economy should be, I think. You know, he said that like the national debt shouldn't be important, which is very irresponsible in my opinion, first of all. Like I just don't think he understands how hard it would be to implement what he's proposing.
Why? Why do you think he doesn't think it's going to be as hard as he's trying to propose? What? Bearing in mind, I believe that some of these people in these positions should be the smartest of their parties and have people surrounded by people that know what they're doing. So when they put these statements out there, surely someone's got an idea of how it would work or could work for the economy.
Yeah, everything could work, but I just don't believe many things will work of what they're proposing.
Okay. Well, that's the Green Party. Hang tight, Zach. Right, so we're going to move on to something else we spoke about.
Yeah.
Which is welfare and how much we spend.
Yeah.
And the areas that could be improved.
Yeah.
And one that we spoke about over the last few months, because this is like a series of conversations we've had, is we use number 18, but I'm going to change it to 21 just for educational purposes.
Yeah.
You're of the opinion that at the age of 21, if you've not obtained or developed a skill that makes you employable, that individual should not be able to claim anything from the government.
Yeah, well, I think if you get to a certain age and you have no employable skills, first of all, I think a lot of the people that are unemployed and that age, it's not because they don't have employable skills, but it's because the government are making it too easy to receive handouts, and basically the incentive to work is vanishing. So currently the welfare budget is actually more than income tax revenue. That does include state pensions, but that's a worrying statistic if you want a working workforce. Because if you're saying that you're going to gain, not going to gain more, but there's a better incentive to receive from the government while not doing much at all than there is to go out and work and pay tax, then you're gonna get people that aren't gonna go out and work and pay tax.
But would that argument flip back to the Green Party on if they were to pay everyone £15 an hour and those people on benefits and now think, actually, if I go to work, I can actually earn more than what I'd get from sitting on my ass? Would that not improve the economy, that people working and then taking less spend on the welfare?
Yeah, if businesses could afford to pay people £15 an hour, but can you afford to pay everyone £15 an hour?
This isn't about me. This isn't about me. This is a Square Circle podcast show. So I'm gonna keep it Square podcast show. Like
Okay, how many small business owners do you know?
quite a few.
How many small business owners do you think could afford to pay everyone £15 an hour and not blink? Or how many redundancies would be made if that was implemented?
See, we've had this sort of discussion before when I told you I've gone to Curry's and there's like two.
Exactly. So this is the problem.
No. Easy, Tyler.
Yeah.
Easy,
Go on.
easy. My thing is this, is that if we're encouraged, right, and there's so many people there trying to obviously speak to people to be served, they've got two people walking the whole floor and two people behind a desk. Are you saying Curry's don't have the, not funding sounds weird, don't have the spend cap to employ more staff?
Well, obviously not, otherwise they would. If it was profitable for them to employ more people, they'd be doing it, no?
We can't really get into that right now because I don't know if I think someone like Curry's now, I think they're more like a lot of these big companies. I think are thinking a lot more people order online.
Yeah.
And I think that to have a full store of people, it's just not profitable enough for them. I don't think it's the case they can't afford it. I just think 9 times out of 10, someone's putting something through on their website and it's being delivered to their door.
It's more like greed, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Because they probably should have 3 or 4 more people on that shop floor, but they're thinking, does that really outweigh the amount that we're getting orders in online? Who knows? So back to your point, is that can they afford it? I think they could. Would they? Probably not.
But why wouldn't they?
Because everyone looks at their own profit share as a company, as a business. But the government are putting these areas of age, like per hour, per age or whatever it is, for a reason. And obviously businesses work off of that. Obviously they can add in their own little thing, but to have a flat £15 an hour, no matter what, is I think it's a crazy thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah? Okay. Well, that's Green Party and hourly rates. Interesting stuff. Right, so now we've got a few things to talk about in income tax and welfare spend. We know we touched on it, but you're of the opinion, this segment here is going to be why he thinks taxing the rich is not going to solve everyone's problem.
Okay, so by taxing the rich, you mean the wealth tax, right?
Yeah.
So the wealth tax has been proposed is basically, I think it's around 1% on everything you own above 10 million, and then I think 2% above $1 billion. The reason why I don't think it's the solution is because the Green Party have been the party driving this wealth tax. They, by their own admission, say that it will only increase tax revenue by 25 billion, which sounds like a lot. So you realize that the
I ain't gonna lie, I'll take that. Give me 25 billion. why is that so insignificant in your eyes?
Because that's 0.2% of government tax revenue as a whole.
Keep talking. I don't know. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So yeah.
I ain't got that to say.
So if they're using it as a place to start, I wouldn't be as against. I mean, there's the idea that the rich will just leave and that that's a possibility. It probably will happen to some degree. I don't think every business owner is just going to get up and leave, although it is happening more from the middle class as well as the ultra rich. But 25 billion, the government will spend that like in a week, especially if it's a green government.
Okay. So what? I mean, you talk about some statistics before.
Yeah.
About the percentage that the rich bring in an income tax.
Yeah.
And percentage that the middle ground, and you're still saying the people at the top are actually still bringing in more income tax revenue than.
Well, yeah. Income tax revenue is not paid by the ultra rich. That's paid by the middle class. because the ultra rich don't work on wages. They work on like dividends on their assets, etc. But the top 1% of income tax covers 30% of tax revenue, of income tax revenue.
Right.
So you really need those people. Whether you need
So break it down. Who are those people? Because people are just.
Oh,
listening
okay.
to us.
Those people would be like your lawyers, your bankers, like your professional services.
Right.
People that get paid a salary of about 100K a year.
So they're in the 1%,
Uh-huh.
and that 1% make up for 30% of income tax.
Yeah, about, yeah.
There's still another 70% though.
Yeah, but let's not drive out the 1%, because then who pays for the 1% once the 1% leave? It's the poorer people.
Okay. A lot of silence in the studio.
I'm learning.
Okay, so the 1% is obviously very much needed.
Yeah.
So here's a set of keys to 10 Downing Street.
Oh, here we go.
Give us 2 things you change and implement.
Okay, this one isn't a big change, but I think reinstating the 2-child benefit cap is important, because I think it's very good of the government to be like, yeah, we're gonna help you for your first 2 children, but to just say we're gonna pay for unlimited children, I think is a bit irresponsible, and it's not gonna who's that really benefiting? Because just giving money to parents, to kids, it's not building them skills. It's not gonna get them. It's not gonna give them transferable skills to get a job in the future. It's just basically giving them money to survive.
And have you got a statistic that we can have right now that if they were to implement that, how much we'd save?
25 billion about. Because to get rid of the 2-child benefit cap, I think it cost 25 billion to get rid of it when they announced it in the autumn budget.
All right, to get rid of it, but how much would we be making after that, or have to spend elsewhere?
Well, yeah, it'd be the same amount.
So it's not as much then. So
It's
but back
not
on
that
your
much,
other-
but
back on your
it's a
other
start.
But back on
Yeah,
your
yeah,
other
yeah.
argument of
Yeah.
25 billion being nothing.
Yeah, but no, but this isn't the solution. This is just a proposal.
Okay, that's one. Another one.
Honestly, net zero is becoming expensive. So net zero meaning green energy, renewable energy, no emissions, that kind of. And it's very interesting when you look at how much of global emissions the UK is responsible for, how much we're spending on net zero is worrying. There's drilling in the North Sea, which has been asked for by a lot of parties. Labour refuse. They think that no, they say that drilling in the North Sea isn't going to bring anyone's energy costs down, and that we're just going to shut all of our oil reserves out and import it from Iran, where we can't get anything from because of the Strait of Hormuz.
So do you think the whole like clean energy sort of bravado that the government are showing, do you think that's a little bit of a farce? Because in regarding to terms of things about how they got the tax off of electric cars and now they've started to charge emission tax.
Exactly.
So in your opinion, what is it in terms of the government?
We had a discussion about that before.
Yeah.
And we were saying that because they made these electric cars, there was, I don't know, you had a figure at the time of how much road tax. Was it road tax?
No, it was
What have
fuel,
they
it was
lost
like
out?
fuel
They've lost-
duty on like petrol and diesel cars.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So
there was a tax
yeah.
on that they were getting.
They get the tax from petrol and diesel cars. And once people stop driving petrol and diesel cars and start driving electric cars, they stop getting the tax from diesel and petrol cars. And that tax is a lot of money. So now you don't just have the cost of building all of the green infrastructure. You have the cost that you would have had all of the money from the tax that you got from people driving petrol and diesel cars. And now you have to infiltrate
Subsidise
both.
it.
Yeah, you have
Subsidise
to consider both costs, the opportunity cost of that coupled with the cost of actually building the green energy. And when you look at it, it's too expensive because we're responsible for like less than 1% of global emissions. No one's following us because they're looking at what all of this green energy is doing to our economy. Do you think China's bothered that we're basically committing economic suicide over green energy? They don't care. They want their strong economy, and I think we should do the same.
So we were built, as you were saying, we've had a lot of chats. We've had a lot of chats, guys. Just so you know, you were saying we were built off of. There's 3 areas that you build your economy on. You said, right? One was import.
Oh yeah, they're about what makes up the economy.
Yeah.
So you have what consumption,
Yeah.
what people spend,
Okay.
government spending,
No, what we do here. So I think
we
you
do
said
here.
because we had factories and stuff before, and then we've changed. To
Oh,
financial.
okay. So yeah, we used to export a lot of goods like steel, etc. But that all got shut down
By who?
By Margaret Thatcher.
Okay.
That's an interesting topic actually, because that we're still suffering a lot of that damage today. But there was no escaping globalization. The only thing that should have done is that we should have focused way more on ensuring that the North got as much attention so that they could actually get the same access to the jobs that we have down in the South.
Okay. So we then became a financial.
Yeah. So now we export a lot of services. So financial service, legal services, like
Is that more beneficial to our economy, being financial, than being?
It's less about whether it's more beneficial and more about that's our only option really, because we can't compete with China on exporting goods because we have workers' rights. They don't. They work their workers day and night, children, etc. They can just ship out. We can't do that. So we're never going to be able to compete with China in terms of that area, but we can in the professional services because we have a strong education system compared to that of other countries.
Ooh, let's stop it right there. Education system.
Higher education. So you think the smartest of the smart, we can compete on the world level better than we can compete on the world level exporting goods.
Okay, in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a fair comment. So
What do you think our country offers people in general in other countries? What do you think we should focus on as a country?
what we offer? Good welfare.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I mean? People only want to get the way it seems is that people want to come here for welfare benefits or to be educated. Like people go from all over the world to come here to be educated as well. So I guess we do have something, but it's not going to solve our economic issue.
they can come here for the education and then go back wherever they want.
So it doesn't actually help us. They'll go
No,
back.
no, it can, but
Not if they go back.
yeah, but it depends. Sometimes they stay. Everyone from around the world, they seem to love London.
I don't get it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, right. Next one. Let's talk about these parties, shall we?
Parties, political parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll start with reform.
All right.
We've got about 3 voters in here as well, so we've got to be careful what we say. Actually, you guys all voted over 18, yeah? Yeah, you all voted reform. Huh? Oh, okay. It's an Epping, doesn't need to vote.
Yeah.
Did you vote? Who'd you vote for? Let's get into it then. Okay, why did you vote for reform?
Honestly, I don't 100% agree with everything for reform, but
Listen, just because you've got a black guy sitting in front of you, you haven't got to pretend that like...
Yeah, he's not going to melt you into a pothole.
but when you look at all the other parties, like Green, I can't stand.
Yeah.
Labour, I mean, I did politics A level through that last summer, and I was saying to all my class there that if they get in, they're promising all this, they're never going to deliver. When you look at every time they come in, it's the same over and over.
Yep.
They promise this, they don't deliver, they go back on it and do the opposite. So wasn't going to go for Labour, wasn't going to go for Green. So I live in Faden Boys, we've had Conservatives for the last, I don't even know how many years, probably the whole time I've been alive. And they've been good, but then when you look at Conservatives, kind of how it's changing as a party nowadays, they're not the party that
They used to be.
So as much as reform isn't what I like, it's not the perfect party 100%. Like I don't back it as a whole, but out of the options you have, I'd rather vote reform than vote for what else I've been offered.
So go on your point of
Yeah.
what makes up the cabinet of reform.
What makes up the cabinet?
Yeah, who's in there? The personnel.
Oh, it's all ex-Tories, obviously.
So
That's the problem.
so it's like,
But at the same time, though, you said Conservative, in your opinion, has done okay. Not the party it was before, but maybe because people from the Conservatives have moved to reform, maybe this could, obviously politics, it's never a fresh start, but it's something new.
I have a question. If Nigel Farage wasn't the leader, would you have voted them?
If Nigel Farage wasn't the leader,
Yeah.
yeah.
Still.
I'm not a Nigel supporter.
Yeah, that's the common thing I see with Reform voters is that they just love Nigel Farage, and he's a great politician. So not like his leadership as a whole. Like I don't, we don't know whether he'll be a good leader, but by a great politician, what I mean is that when you listen to him speak, you're convinced. Like there's no current politician that I can look at that can compete with him in terms of just convincing people what he's saying is true.
Okay.
Because even when I look, if I listen to him for too long, I'll become a fan.
Don't get me wrong, I do feel he's very slippery, 100%.
He
Yeah.
looks slippery. I mean, the geezer walked out Derek Chisora from a tank for a tank on fight week. I mean, there's no room
But this is,
for a politician.
that's the populist playbook. He wants.
But it's like, what does that mean about? I don't know.
I think he's better than Keir Starmer, personally.
Yeah, probably.
So your issue with Nigel Farage, we spoke about yesterday.
Oh, my big problem with him is that he delivered Brexit. This is his career-long goal of we're going to leave the European Union. He said it for more than 20 years. He was like, I'm going to leave the European. I'm going to make the UK, you leave the European Union. We left the European Union, then he disappeared for 2 years. And then he waits for Labour to do horribly and for it all to go wrong. Then he comes back with reform and he just forgets that Brexit ever happened. It's like, I haven't heard him speak about Brexit once.
Yeah.
And what was his big thing is that immigration was going to get better after we left the European Union. Our economy was going to be stronger after we left the European Union. We would be better. I haven't seen any of that. Don't know if you have, but immigration's up, especially illegal immigration, which he hates the most. Our economy is failing. I think our growth for the first quarter of last year, strong growth was 0.6% GDP, which is actually better than what's come before. But I mean, the country's failing and Brexit was definitely a big part to blame for that. And Nigel Farage has not been held accountable at all. Even with the Brexit bus, he just said, oh, that's not true. And nothing's happened.
Yeah. That's okay. So Nigel Farage as a whole, you started with a great politician.
Yeah.
In terms of people person, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But his actual work to date is not actually helped us as a country whatsoever.
Yeah, his biggest success is our country's biggest failure.
And at the minute, he's the biggest narrative with reform is immigration.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, they need votes. People, they can overplay the issue of immigration.
No, give the stats you gave me about what we spoke about with the amount.
Yeah,
of,
I mean, this whole idea that it's only illegal immigrants committing violent crimes like sexual assault, etc. It's obviously not. And if you believe that it's only people from asylum hotels that are raping people, then
give them the figures because you were like
no, the figures.
You were like the leaves and the branches and the tree. So
yeah, there's if you took away every asylum seeker from the country, you'd still have thousands of sexual predators that are British. And the problem I have with reform is that they have a plan for getting rid of the illegal immigrants that are committing crimes, but they don't seem to have a plan for the British people that are committing crimes. At least I haven't heard one yet.
Interesting. I do feel like though, I feel like the point with in terms of obviously cracking down on that as general is one difficult anyway because a lot of people don't speak up, which is a problem they have as well in terms of dealing with something like that. It's a difficult situation. But at the same time, I feel like the point of if the percentage of it has gone up,
Yeah.
which it has, from people being illegal immigrants coming in,
Yeah.
they're coming in from a different place.
Yeah.
And the percentage of them doing that is a lot higher than the percentage of British people doing that,
Mhm.
who are people who are not illegal.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where people are getting a bit more upset about it because it's where places similar like to Epping, where things like that would never happen.
Mhm.
never happened, or you're just not aware of it.
Well, yeah, but the percentage of it happening is probably so low. I mean,
Yeah.
the community in Epping is mostly old people anyway as well, and kids. The percentage of that happening is a lot lower since now the hotels happened.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't personalise it too much, but I've seen it with my own eyes multiple times, and that's intervened myself. Obviously, I can't personalise politics and in the country, you can't do that. But I do still feel, I think that's why there's been a lot of civil unrest, because maybe there was a place where that wouldn't have happened, opposite of it not happening, and illegal immigrants coming over and they get housed and stuff, and then it is happening. I can understand why the population is a little bit more unrest.
Let me ask you a question then. What's more of an issue for you? The crimes they're committing, the fact they're being housed or the fact that they're getting all these handouts? Like, which one of those three things?
Or do you just want them gone?
What, the illegal ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the illegal ones, there's no benefit to it. If they're illegal and they're not, willing to start working and stuff, things like that. Even if they're not adhering or abiding by our basic law.
Yeah, so they need to go, right? That's the general consensus, right? And that's a fair thing. If you see them all outside and they're committing crimes and they're whatever, people are gonna feel like, no, they have to go. However, if that's your big point of that's why you should become the government, there's big questions, because the solution to every problem in the UK isn't immigration. And reform seem to always come back to immigration, and it bears the genuine question of what are your other aims? Because if everything could be solved by immigration, there'd be no need for a government.
But maybe you're right in terms of they're using that as a way to get voters, of course.
Yeah.
But wouldn't any political party...
No, I think the argument is now, if they were to get in tomorrow, what else are they going to do? They stop the boats. They do the whole three
that's the
planes a
point.
day. We've got
It's
one
like, yeah.
plane just in case one breaks down. So we get the same flights every day that goes back to these countries.
Exactly.
Okay, after that, then what?
So like even with this march yesterday, right?
Oh, let's talk about the march.
Let's
Tommy
move on to the
Robinson.
march. Yeah. So when I was looking at the march, I was just thinking of this big question of, I was seeing all these people here. I was seeing Tommy Robinson speak. I was like, the big question is, what are you marching for? Because some will say to unite Britain again. Some will say that we need to like reclaim our country, get rid of all the immigrants. But I was like, at what point do you become happy with your country again? Because like, where's the end point of, okay, we're Britain again? Because what is Britain? What does it mean to be British to all these people? Because they're all giving different answers. Some of them is race, some of them is culture, some of them is ancestral DNA. So at what point did they all unite together and say, yep, that's enough, we're British again, we'll shut up?
I think we just watched a video just before we came on with Tommy Robinson, and he's being questioned about the march, and he didn't give anything of substance of what it was for. I'm proud of everyone coming out. Okay, what are they coming out for? They're just marching for what? No one gives a clear, definite answer of this is why we're marching, this is what it's for. And that's why he's led down those paths of me thinking he's just a racist.
Yeah, I wouldn't sort of, I don't know about Tommy Robinson himself, but I feel like some of the people who've been there, and I know some people who did go, I feel like it has, in terms of Britain itself, even from when you were younger, has fallen so far. I mean, in terms of just like how we are economically, and even as a country.
And so the bigger question
But that's
is
got
why?
nothing. That's got stuff to do with the government, though.
But I feel like it's a thing where it's just people coming together just to, in terms of as one, to know, well, here we are, all here, in terms of we can make this place better, or it's just a place of like community. People go together for marches for all sorts of things, and it could be for anything. But this is just, I think it's like a statement in terms of just saying, this is a.
Okay. Do you think Tommy Robinson's racist?
Yes. 100%. I don't know about racist, but I don't like that.
I don't think he's racist.
Okay. So what do you think he is?
That's a great question. What is Tommy Robinson?
Sorry.
Because you said a fair comment. You said you didn't think he's racist. He just thinks he's very wrong.
Yeah, like I don't know if he's racist, because I'd need to meet him properly to know if he was racist. But the things he says, he's either racist or he's being deliberately misleading. Because half the people that are marching behind him don't know anything. They're just, yeah, Tommy, like they all chant his name. But when you interview them and ask, what are you here for the march? To claim Britain back. I can't get a job because of all these, like, it's the same old. It's not like, if you think that all of the problems of society just come from immigration, then you're very wrong. And it's scary that Tommy Robinson can lead that narrative, because him personally, as him, he probably knows a bit more about the problems with the UK. But the message that he gives off allows people to just blame it on migration.
Okay.
I've spoke to it about to a lot of my Sikh friends, and I wanted an opinion from someone who isn't white in a sense, and
You can say it. You can say it. It's cool.
yeah.
But you build yourself up to say it. It's fine. Just say they're not white. It's fine.
I've got to be careful, man.
My Sikh friends who are basically not white. Yeah, go on. Sorry, bro.
I've got to protect myself, man. And they see him as something good, and they don't see him as racist. And I think it's because he has personally stood up for the Sikh community as well. And that was an interesting conversation to have for them to have their opinion on it as well, and not just someone from the same background and ethnicity as myself. So I feel like he does probably have something against maybe the Islamic culture, maybe, in where it integrates with our culture. That's something I feel like is up for debate with him. But I feel like in terms of the Sikh culture, the community who have been here for many years and have settled, he seems, as from their opinions, their mouths, he welcomes them and they seem to, actually back his point, which is quite an interesting thing I spoke about with them.
But what's British culture to you?
British culture to me, bangers and mash. No, British culture to me, I feel like it's a place that it's inclusive, but I feel like we did stem from our empire, and I feel like people do shy away from that topic. I also think we civilized the world in terms of the society we have today in the Western world was a lot influenced by us. I feel like that's our culture.
So what is that society that we've built?
Well, the Western world in general, just in general.
And what does that consist of, like, in terms of, like, things?
So in terms of one is basically our religion, Christianity.
Yeah.
So that would be the Western religion. All our morals and our rules, in a sense, as laws. So, for example, the rights we have for our women.
Which we've written for a lot of the world, right?
Well, like with the Magna Carta and stuff.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
like we were the first country to kind of lead democracy. Is that what you're getting at? Okay.
And, our rights for our women, and even things of like how all of our kings and queens, even Henry VIII, who introduced divorce and things like that. That is British culture, and people shy away from it. I think a little bit too much. Obviously, there's a lot of darkness within the British Empire, of course.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also was the first country to abolish slavery, even though.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'll let you loose, baby. I'll let you loose. Go.
So that's an interest. Like looking at England's history, there's only one conclusion: is that we did a lot wrong.
But it doesn't every empire in every sense.
Yeah.
From back in, you can't compare the morals to then compared to morals now, because everyone was messed up then.
Oh.
Don't you agree? What the Egyptians-
We did. We don't get me wrong. We did abolish slavery, but had the damage already been done?
But at the same time, the damage being done and stopping. For example, say it's a wound. The cut's been cut. We did not start it. The cut was already there. Slavery's been around for thousands of years throughout all human history.
Yeah, we didn't start it.
Of course it didn't. Bandages goes on it, right?
Yeah.
The bleeding, the damage has still been done. But isn't it better if the bandage is on than rub off?
Yeah, it was probably a good
If we didn't
move.
abolish slavery, it would still be a thing, probably. It still is throughout the world.
That's a bold claim. Yeah, that's a good claim. It definitely would have gone on for a lot longer.
Yeah, and obviously it's a very sensitive topic to talk about. But I feel like in terms of Britain, we've done a lot of bad, but we've tried to repair the damage that we've not just us done, but just the world how before it was civilized, before democracy.
Yeah, I'll give you that point. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's just fine.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Keir Starmer now.
Oh God.
Just you got 3 minutes. Give your take on him, if you believe him, if he's done a good job with what he's had, and if you think he's actually gonna resign.
Okay, first of all, he's definitely resigning. It's just a question of when and who's replacing him.
Okay.
Has he done a good job? No. Did he do a better job than I thought he would do? No. Thank you. Was he ever going to deliver what he said he was going to do? No. How could... It's just his plans. He said he's going to do all this and he's not going to raise taxes on working people. It's impossible. Yeah, in terms of he's coming to the end of his time as prime minister. He'll probably be replaced by Andy Burnham now. If he wins the by-election,
What do you think of him?
the way better politician, way better speaker, way more engaging. Whether he can fix Labour's issues, I'm not sure. He is. I mean, he's called the King of the North. Won every ward in Manchester for mayor. But we'll see if he can do the same.
What's wrong with Keir Starmer?
What's wrong with him?
Because Kemi, is it?
Yeah,
Kemi?
no, he's weak. So all of his U-turns.
He's having a great time. He's just like sitting there. He's just like laughing. He's like, keep going. Like,
No, but he is a weak leader. You think of all of the U-turns he's had. It's gone back a long time now. So the farmers one, the winter fuel allowance one, like it just goes on and on and on. All of the U-turns. It's like you can't portray yourself as a strong leader if what you say doesn't happen. And so I'm hoping that what Labour are expecting is that someone new's come in and actually stand on what they're going to say, because that's really been the downfall of Keir Starmer, is that he's been ripped into time and time again.
Let's talk about that a second, because Kemi seems to be on fire every Wednesday. But you made what did you say the other day? You think she's good in the maybe opposition position of like showing why someone is wrong or why they're wrong, but you don't reckon she'll be a good prime minister?
Well, first of all, we don't know how good she is as a prime minister. Like it's very easy to anyone could look at, not anyone, but most people could look at the job Keir Starmer's doing and scream at him and say he's done a bad job. You've done this. You hired someone that was linked to Epstein. Anyone can make him look bad, but actually, when you're in the hot seat, it's way harder, because when Keir Starmer was in opposition, he got a resignation out of Boris Johnson. He attacked Rishi Sunak when he won the election by biggest landslide since Tony Blair, and when he actually became prime minister, he didn't deliver. So whether she'd do a good job or not, I'm not quite sure, but she's very good in opposition, to say the least.
So is there anything he's done good, Keir Starmer?
I think staying out of the Iran war was a good decision. I think that was his best decision, because I don't think that was a good idea at all. I mean, we can see what's happening with the Strait of Hormuz, with Trump lashing out. It's not done any good, but seen petrol prices and diesel prices shoot.
Okay, so not a Keir Starmer fan.
No.
Nigel Farage fan.
No. That's a great question. Is that because I can't, like you, I can't vote for any party and stand on everything that they want, or even for the most of what they want. But I couldn't vote Reform because I think their stance on immigration is too extreme, and I think they need a real manifesto before I can even consider that. I wouldn't vote Green because I think they would cause economic damage. I wouldn't vote Labour because their time in government, they've gone from bad to worse. I would want to vote for the Conservatives, but they did so much wrong that I struggle to trust them. And I mean, the Liberal Democrats, they've kind of disappeared since those university tuition fees. They've never really recovered.
Everyone just went.
Yeah, Ed Davey seems like a nice guy. He seems like he's quite sensible, puts forward sensible, but people don't want sensible solutions. They want, exactly. They want people that are going to promise big, give it the big and act like they're going to do a lot. That's what people vote for. They don't vote for, this is going to take time. We need to do this. There's a lot of, because you can't explain national problems to voters and expect them to understand it. So instead, you reduce massive, long, complicated issues into small slogans that people resonate with. Like, vote Reform, get Keir Starmer out. That was what their campaign was for the local elections. And to be fair, it looks like it's going to work. It's going to resign. But
So I have a good one phrase, one line.
yeah, that's good leader, good slogan, good campaign. Your policies don't matter, basically. Yeah,
At its finest.
exactly.
Okay. So we need to leave with a point now.
All right.
Any points on you? What political point would you like to say from yourself about anything you want to send out to everyone that's out there.
What, like a policy or a message?
Anything you want. This is your floor now.
I would just encourage everyone to do your research. Don't feel ashamed for voting for anyone. If you're gonna vote for them, but know why you're voting for them.
What would you say to the kids right now that obviously can't vote, like yourself? What message would you give to them?
It's good to know what's going on around you. Like, if you just, act oblivious, tunnel vision, it's not saying that you have to know every party's manifesto inside and out, know who you like, who you don't like. You just need to know what most people stand for and which one resonates with you the most, and know what's going on at the time in the world. I think that's a good standard. Just, yeah.
Okay. We'll end on NHS because I know we've spoken about it a lot.
What about it?
If it should be privatized or not.
This is a hard
You've said
question.
that the NHS is a massive strain on the government.
It is, yeah.
So if that was to be privatized into a business,
Yeah.
would that help us or not?
Okay. I'll give you the positives and negatives. Positives is you probably get a much more efficient service when you actually were in the hospital. However, that service wouldn't be cost-free. It would be quite expensive, and it would hurt those with no money the most. So the people with money, they probably be all right. People can't afford it. They'll go without, they'll get sick, they'll get ill, etc. The other negative is that then you're then putting you're putting the NHS, what do you call it, healthcare system in the hands of probably massive corporations who just want to make money, which isn't always the best thing when you're looking at services that are really needs. So like, you don't want people to say, no, I can't go to the doctor because I can't afford it. On the flip side, you don't want people to abuse the NHS because they go and get smashed every Saturday.
Well, this is my
And,
point.
yeah.
So we're not going. This is like a podcast in itself, but we'll give a little snippet to you guys because we speak all the time on these things. Is if the NHS was set up in a way where there were certain things you got for free and there were certain things you just didn't get for free, would that work?
Yeah, but how do you draw the line?
If you want to go out in Epping High Road with your mate Joe
Yep.
and get absolutely smashed
All right.
with his dad, they have to get home at silly o'clock, and then he's go to the NHS or a local walk-in centre or A&E. You got to pay for that shit.
Okay, so you're taking away alcohol as a whole. If you're drunk, you're not getting treated.
Yeah.
Really?
Why should the country pay for you getting off your tits?
Okay, so are we cutting national insurance? Because they're getting less now.
What do you mean we cutting national insurance?
Or like national insurance and what funds the NHS, are we cutting that? Or are we just saying, no, you can pay, but you're not going to get it when you're drunk?
You're paying for things that are actually important. Like, as in getting off your face on a Friday, falling over and smashing your head open and going to A&E, and the country pays for that football.
Okay.
And on that,
Yeah.
we don't know this, but the percentage of people actually contributing to national insurance and the ones that are going in to their local NHS A&E walk-in centre and abusing that service, it'd be a good idea to know the percentage on that.
You're never going to know that.
Well, I'm just saying, there's people, there's a double bubble here, yeah? There's people that are collecting welfare from the government
Yep.
that are not working.
Yep.
That means they're not making any national insurance contribution,
Right.
that are then accessing the NHS. That would be a slam dunk of a bad business as a whole.
Yeah, but then you're forgetting about the whole idea of why the NHS was created. So the NHS was created so that everyone paid for everyone's healthcare.
Right.
So,
But those that abuse it,
yeah, but then how do you define abusing it? It was created because people couldn't access it.
yeah, but whoa. Let's talk about that really quickly. So it's very, very simple. When you go into a hospital at any, and they say national insurance number, please.
Yeah.
That national insurance number should be pulled up and see what tax you paid that year.
Yeah, but then
if you're contributing to national insurance, use the service.
I understand, yeah. But if you're going to say that your exact contribution of national insurance should resonate to how much you get out of the NHS, there's no point of it being a public service. It may as well be private, because that's what a private service is. You would pay in, say, yep, I'm going to pay to go and get that treatment and you're going to give me that treatment. That's what a private.
I'm
company
saying
would look
people
like.
should be able to abuse it as well, though.
Okay, draw the line of abusive.
People getting off their tits, going to a stupid festival they shouldn't go to and come back and fucking...
Okay, what
You know
about
I'm saying, Max? The festivals and that, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The festivals... What? Yeah. But there's people that will go to them same places. That's what I'm saying. Show your national... Say this is your national insurance number.
Okay.
Cool, sweet.
Okay.
The ones that don't
Let
don't
me-
have
let me
nothing,
give you scenarios
and you're going out to a festival, getting smashed, and then putting a strain on the NHS and the government.
okay. I'll give you scenarios.
Just like, say if I'm out and I'm drunk, I'm out having a cigarette outside, and someone just like starts me in the park. I get
Someone just starts on you.
Well, yeah, that does
Fucking hell.
happen. It can happen.
Hold on. So you're just chilling. It's never happened to me.
Well, you actually spill a drink on someone or something happens, and things do happen.
Exactly. Okay, cool.
Okay. So how have you then ended up at the hospital? How have you ended up at the hospital?
I don't know, something happens, they end up fighting me or something happens. I hurt myself, for example, and because I'm now drunk, I've been drunk, well, I can't have access to, save my life.
Listen, guys, we're not talking. You know what we're talking
Yeah,
about
but
here.
this-
There
this
are
is
some
no-
walking centres
Okay,
that
okay.
know these people
Yeah,
on a
but
first
see-
name basis that
Yeah,
come
but
in.
you're living in the ideological fantasy that I spoke about at the start because you can't draw the line of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable.
And who's it down to? Like, is it down to the doctor to make it the
Exactly. Is it down to the law?
No, but I hear what you're saying.
Okay, cool. Okay, you're a boxer. You are a boxer.
Yeah.
You get cut in the face in a fight. You chose to go into that fight. Do you deserve NHS treatment?
If I pay my taxes, yeah,
Why?
because I pay my taxes.
Okay, but so does the person that got drunk. They pay their taxes.
That's irresponsible.
So's you. You know what you're getting
That's
into.
not irresponsible. That's not irresponsible.
Why
That's
is it not? Why?
That's irresponsible.
Why? Exactly.
What?
So what? How do you?
Stop talking. I can't hear him. Shush. What'd you say? What'd you say?
No one told you to go fight the guy in the ring. It was an option, innit? That you chose.
Yeah.
So if you go and you get punched up and now you need to go hospital.
So everyone here is in the agreement that no matter what any individual does, they should be able to lean on a national health service, even if there's someone that doesn't pay tax or any national insurance contribution, because the national insurance contribution is for that. But if you're not paying into that, how the hell can you have free reign on it?
But if you're gonna,
Suppose you're an old pensioner. What's the old pensioners? If they fall down, they're not paying for NHS. What, they fall down and hurt themselves, but they don't have to go.
That's what I'm saying. There should be. I'm not saying it's everyone. There should be, like you said, there's lines for everything.
yeah, but those lines are imaginary.
It's geezer.
Because that would be the job of the government. They would have to draw up what's acceptable, what's not. Okay, you get that. Nah, not you. Like,
Okay, cool. What about? Do you think there's irresponsible people that have kids? Okay, so after they've had two, and we're ticking to the 2-tier child cap, where you'll get. Do you think every child after that they should be paying to give birth in a hospital?
no, childbirth should be allowed. Why would you pay to give birth in a hospital?
Do you not think that costs anything? Do you want to look at what it costs for someone to go into Harley Street and give birth to have their child there? So I'm saying to you.
Yeah, okay, so
No,
wait
no, no, let me finish,
a sec. Wait a sec.
finish,
So we
man.
went from
Let
John
me
getting
talk.
smashed at the pub to someone giving childbirth.
No.
How did we get here?
I'm giving an example of different things. I'm saying to you.
They're completely different extremes.
Let me talk about. Let me talk. Let me talk.
Please.
Hear what I'm saying? Yeah. When you go into a hospital, NHS or private, 85 to 90% of the time, if it's a specific, that's making a lot of noise on that. If it's very specific on surgeries, these surgeons work on both. They work private and NHS. There's not like there's private surgeons here and there's NHS surgeons here, right? So going back to the cost of delivering a baby, look at how much it costs if you want to plant yourself in Harley Street or any of the HCA hospitals in central London to have your baby per night and everything else. Okay, what I'm saying, it will be probably the same group of people. So the price that it costs to do it there, you tell me it's not going to cost that to do it through the NHS.
So you don't want people to have kids?
I'm saying to you, after a certain period, there's people having 6 and 7 kids, bro.
We don't. We have a birth rate problem. Our birth rate is doing that. We don't. We need people.
I don't believe that.
Search up.
I don't believe it though.
Search up.
I don't believe.
Yeah. We have a massive aging
I don't
population.
believe that. I don't believe that.
Okay,
I don't believe that. I don't believe
listen
that.
then, listen. Of welfare, a third of all welfare goes to pensioners. That's how much of a problem we have with the old people. We don't have a problem with the kids.
That's because maybe that's out. Maybe because people living longer doesn't mean there's still not the rate of people being born.
Yeah, that's it. No, because not enough people are being born and too many people are old. So what we do? Well, who's paying for the pensioners? It's not the old people. Well, all those kids are gonna go on and get jobs.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, no,
They
they're
will.
fucking not.
Yeah, they will.
Not all of them.
Most.
We can go down a job centre now.
One's an investment.
Yeah, exactly.
One's an investment into the country. The young people are an investment.
Exactly.
A child is an investment into the country.
Of course they are.
An adult.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, who create?
Aren't you an
Okay,
investment? Aren't you a...
exactly.
Not everyone. No. You're saying everyone. It's not everyone.
Old people, no one. Old people, they're not doing any more.
Yeah, what old people gonna do? They're sitting at home.
Yeah, but how do you...
My argument on a pensioner. No, I've said this to him before. My argument on a pensioner, they've
None of them work. He never works. They never paying shit. They're just taking.
But true. That's
no pensioners for me. Pensioners shouldn't. They should get a blight. If you've paid your taxes for all them years, you deserve for the country to look after you because you've given your investment for the last 50 odd years.
Yeah, but
So they should be looked after.
Okay, so listen,
that cost shouldn't be seen as like, oh my god, we're paying a third of our welfare.
Okay,
on
we get it. Who's the country? Who's the country?
What do you mean?
Who's the country?
Britain.
Where does Britain's money come from? Because it's not the pensioners, it's the taxpayers, and the taxpayers come from the children. So if you want people to pay for the pensioners, you need people to pay the tax to pay for the pensioners. If you don't have no kids, you don't have no workforce. You don't have no workforce, you have no money. No money for the pensioners.
That doesn't. You're talking in riddles there because
How?
not every child's going to work and going to bring
Yeah,
income tax.
but
in.
if you don't have kids, there'll be no kids to work, whether they want to work or not.
Shut up, Joe. Okay. I think I think because you're raising that third of welfare on
Yep.
pensioners as
true.
as an issue.
Well, it's not an issue, but it's a fact. It's a fact. We are paying a lot of
So
money.
what, are we supposed to like just kill them and put them in end of life care or something instead? Like,
No, what I'm saying is if you want to continue to pay for these old people, then we need an economy. Economy doesn't come from people older than 50. It comes from people that are young.
But again, that's a very.
Huh? Yeah, well, you need to, but there does need to be a return because you can't just...
Well, we spoke about this
Yeah,
yesterday.
we spoke about this. Is that...
So the education system as it stands, whether it's traditional education or stuff that my other business does, which is alternative provisions for kids, Kane's argument was, when will the country or the government know if they get a return on that? And
Yeah,
we
no,
don't.
that's what I said.
And we
Yeah, that's
don't.
what I said to you is that
And we don't.
when we look in 15 years, 20 years time, and we look at people that are like in these sorts of where we're putting a lot of money, and we look at how many of these kids will still be on universal credit, and be like, we've already put loads of money into them, and if we don't get that return, they're just going to drain us even more. So we need to ensure that all of these kids that we are spending on, that they're developing skills that are going to prop up our economy and allow us to grow.
Because we've seen over like since even I was younger, all those there was one called the Box in Epping. You know, they're like another alternative.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
But there used to be one in Loughton as well. There was loads of them. They're starting to shut down. Yeah. So do you think that's another like major problem where obviously they want to see?
It's personnel, because we do it here, and you know we are helping these kids. But it's a completely different podcast theme because you can help them as much as you want, but if they're not getting the same direction and leadership from their house, then it's just like I don't know what else you could do on that. Do you get what I'm saying? So. But this is Square Circle Podcast. This guy's going places. I can feel it, but I'm out of my depth sometimes. But I still agree. NHS needs to be looked at. Like privatizing it as a whole, yes, it goes into a business. Cool. But there are people that take liberties on it. Like, let's think really quickly. What do you think? What treatments or things do you think people take liberties on NHS? You think, do you know what? You could probably not lean on that for us. There must be some. Those people I'm talking about, they know the people on a first name basis on the walking centres that are just drunk and just causing nothing but ag and stress.
Braces?
Huh?
Braces for teeth. Do you think they should be? Are they needed?
Yeah, all right. I don't know. Jesus.
No, but this is what you're saying. If you're creating, because that's not a necessary thing in a lot of cases, but it is.
Some people need that, though.
Yeah, but in a lot of cases they don't need it, but they'll just benefit from it, so they'll be given it. So it's hard. You're saying that something should, something shouldn't, but it's not.
You only get that at a certain age, though, no?
You don't get that. You can't get that as an adult.
You can't get
Yeah, you can get it when you're a kid though. So do we stop kids from getting it because they don't need it, or because they have a slight overbite? Or...
Yeah, if it's not affecting their eating, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Really, it's a.
So you reckon they should pay for that then?
Well, I don't know. I've not looked into it, but what he's saying from the point he's saying, it half makes sense, isn't it?
The overall point is that you can't just say yes to this and no to that, and draw a line between we can afford that, we can't afford that. You're taking the piss. You paid enough tax. You can get like.
Yeah. And you're also sitting there when you're having those sort of conversations about those lines. You're also risking to offend a whole group of people.
Exactly.
Maybe some of those people in that group actually do need that thing at that particular moment. So yeah, the lines are very blurred.
But I think you'll find more people taking the piss than the people that actually need it. And isn't that a win?
whatever you pay for, you should get, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree maybe making it stricter, because if you give someone an inch, they take a mile. I understand that.
So you guys don't think people should pay for having a baby?
I don't think they should pay for having a baby.
Yeah, be given like a bill.
To be fair, I agree with you in the sense of
Yeah.
when it gets to like a certain number, it's then on that.
Like if you see this person go through their medical BCR, what's it called? Is it BCR one? I can't remember. I think that's an amateur record. But anyway, something like that the women get, right? And you flash their name in the system, and this person's got welfare for 3 other kids. Yeah. She should be getting a bill.
No, but welfare's separate.
You cap it at like 2 kids.
Well, I think the cap's been gone. They've taken the cap.
Yeah,
That's what I think they should cap it. Like you can have 2 kids, but then after that you pay for everything yourself, innit?
If it's above 2 kids and you can't pay for a pregnancy, can you really afford it?
Wait, just a side note. I have a good question.
Go on.
Okay, so
Benefits for like to give kids.
the mum has had 2 kids. Wait, no. If you're a dad,
Yeah. 1 second, guys. 1 second. 1 second. Go on.
okay, so if you're a dad, you've had 3 kids with 3 different women. Do you pay for the 3rd kid?
If
But
you're-
it's the woman's first kid.
No, money comes out his pocket, innit? You should keep it in his pants. Control yourself. You see me, I pay for my kids, innit? So if you got bare kids and you can't afford it, it's your problem, innit? Like, it should be your problem.
Say that again. You're a dad with 3.
3 kids, 3 different mums. Do you pay for it for the 3rd one?
The 3rd one.
Yeah.
It's the mum's first child.
Yeah.
Do I pay for it?
Yeah.
the
Like,
man-
does the man pay
No,
for
but
it?
she'll pay for it because it's her first kid.
No, but it's the first kid, you said.
No, the 3rd.
It's her first kid.
Yeah, so she'll get benefits for it.
So the dads can just have as many kids as they want and not pay for it.
No.
The dad will take a hit, but the mum won't.
But how?
Obviously, he'll lose. Like,
But he won't, because he can just keep going from mum to mum to mum.
no, because you'll know, innit?
How?
Bad man.
No, I hear what you're saying, but when I've got 2 kids with 2 different women, yeah?
Yeah.
I get another 3rd woman pregnant.
Yeah.
That's her first kid though.
Yeah.
So she's sweet.
Yeah, so only women are paying for it when it's them.
Well, it's them that get it though, innit? Men don't get nothing. Men don't get no check from the government.
So they're going through the pregnancy and they're footing the bill.
What you talking
Whoa,
about?
did they-
Whoa. No, wait, no.
I don't know.
No, the pregnancy thing is a joint thing. Like to pay for it is a joint thing.
Oh,
but the
but no,
welfare
but how's it a
guys
joint
don't
thing?
get. We don't get a check cut
Okay,
for
so
being a dad.
so when it's the 3rd one, does the bill go to the mum? Does it go to both of them?
She's the mum of her first child, though, so it's irrelevant.
No, but who does the bill go when it's the 3rd one? Who's the bill go
Third
to?
guy for the guy, but it's the first one.
No, in a different scenario, woman, 3rd kid.
The woman's having her 3rd child.
Yeah, who does the bill go to?
Her. Well, both of them, innit?
Both of them.
Well, her. If she ain't with the guy and he's not about, it goes to her. She don't have to have the kids.
This cannot go out.
like anything, innit? If you can't afford to pay for £100 meal, you're not gonna sit in the fucking restaurant and go, oh, can I have that steak that costs £100? You're not.
You might not accidentally have that meal though. You might accidentally have that kid.
Accidentally.
Yeah, okay. What if?
No,
Okay,
no,
Max.
no.
What if? Yeah, you eat the steak, you have the £50, but the other £50 with the person that you came to the restaurant with, they left. You have to foot the whole bill.
She's gonna have to pay for it, innit?
Ah, no, but this is why we have an NHS. This is why we have an NHS.
I don't really use NHS. I pay private. So all these problems people have at NHS, I don't give a shit, innit? I'm sorry, innit? I pay for private and I got my kids on private, innit? Because I know how shit NHS can be. I think it's great that it can help everyone that needs help, yeah? But when you're fucking waiting like a year to see someone for a 10-minute appointment, it's fucking bullshit. Because I get up every morning, yeah? And I have to go and fucking knock my bollocks out, yeah? And then I have to pay.
And then go to work.
I pay a shitload of taxes, yeah, for fucking bullshit, yeah, and then I've got to fucking wait a year to see a guy for a 10-minute appointment.
So what is your argument that? I don't know what your
No,
point was. 'cause you said a lot of
my
stuff.
overall point is that if you try to draw lines between what is NHS accessible and what isn't, you're gonna find yourself excluding people out, and it will look immoral. Like you may as well privatize the whole thing if you're gonna do that.
Are you for it being privatized? Would you guys like to see it privatized?
Yeah, you wouldn't know enough about it until you see the bill.
I wouldn't be able to say my standpoint on this.
Well, you know, there's a lot. Right, so you see, like what America do, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you don't have insurance, you're fucked, basically, innit?
If everyone just had insurance, it's cool though.
Yeah, but have you seen? We should get some of the prices up of just some medical equipment.
Yeah, it's mad expensive, bro.
Medical equipment.
Ask for the price of an asthma pump.
I run that.
Yeah, it's like 400 quid or dollars.
I think it's more than that, you know.
But you know, so I have asthma, but in Italy you can buy them over the counter for like nothing.
Can you?
Yeah, so my parents go to Italy, we just buy a bunch and stack up on them.
But you will find a lot of things are expensive here because of because they just pull people's pants down.
I don't think,
And they're just trying to make money.
The number one cause
it's
of
only
bankruptcy in the
about,
US
it's not that much, it's not that much.
Not that much. How much in the USA?
It's like it's the number one cause of bankruptcy in the US.
What's that?
Health insurance is the number one cause of bankruptcy in the US. It's like I can't remember where I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
just-
it
that's what I mean.
times.
Right, so without insurance, to get an asthma pump, the average price in the US ranges from $290 to over $500.
So you have 3 kids with asthma.
You gotta have your insurance. Listen, guys, what are we doing here? You haven't got insurance. Can you drive a car without insurance?
No.
Okay, you can't drive a car then, can you?
What do you mean?
You're saying that if she's got 3 kids and she doesn't have her health insurance in America, she can't get it. Well, don't have the kids then if you can't afford health insurance.
So you want insurance-based health?
Well, that would be how you make it private. People get private healthcare and they can go to the private hospitals to use that. No,
Yeah, it's an idea, but
people pay. Listen to this. People pay insurance on a car, yeah, and it goes through the roof. People don't butt an eye on it because they're like they need to drive. Do you not think your health deserves that?
yeah, your health deserves not to be someone else's profit, doesn't it? Well, that's the point, isn't it?
How is it?
If you make it private, these insurance companies are going to profit a lot, aren't they?
Yeah, but you're paying for a service.
No.
You're looking after your own health.
You're looking
No,
after your
no,
health.
okay, no, but this is your point. Your point is that health is more important than a car.
Then a car insurance, yeah. People pay gap insurance, car insurance, fucking extra tax on Coca-Cola, but you'd argue that having health insurance is something that you should think about.
No, it's just because who can afford the health insurance?
Who can afford car insurance? You still pay it.
Not everyone. Not everyone.
That's what people think it is. When you actually look into it,
Exactly.
the people I pay, like me and my 2 kids, people who are taking it, it's probably about £35 to £45 a month.
Yeah, if you weigh up, either the insurance companies are going to profit or the poor people are going to exploit it.
Well, that's NHS chat. This is Square Circle podcast. This is another podcast in itself. Should it be privatized Or do we allow these absolute cretins to bear more of a drain on our used to beloved NHS service? Who knows? But we'll catch that at another time with more facts, more stats, because these stats that I'm going to bring next time, this guy better be ready for it, because he tried to ruin me on NHS stuff. I honestly think there are some things that the government and the NHS service should not have to bear the price on, and that's just my opinion. But as I say, that's why it's a podcast. Everyone can have their own opinion. Peace.